Cody, what's going on, man? Happy Thanksgiving.
What's up, T-Bob? Enjoyed the freestyle there.
Thank you.
It was terrible.
It was very good. I agree. As a recruiting expert, Jay, how many stars would you give it?
3.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah. 3 gets you a scholarship. I'll take 3. Yeah, exactly. I'll take 3. So, Cody, LSU basketball traveling down to Orlando. We talked to Jordy about it a little bit. You're probably a bit more informed. Do you think is LSU the favorite to win this tournament? Like when you look at the group, they have a pretty good shot, huh?
They have a good shot. Villanova is struggling. They've lost 2 in a row. Although that kind of worries me a little bit because I feel like they're going to right the ship eventually. They just have too much talent. They haven't even been playing really Javon Quinterly, who was a 5-star guy. He's actually best friends with Naz Reid. When they start playing him and kind of clicking on all cylinders, they're going to be back in the national championship picture. So that makes me a little bit nervous if I'm an LSU fan. And then Florida State's really good too. They're really athletic. They were in the Elite Eight last year. They're top 15 right now. So I would think, right now the money would probably still favor someone like Villanova just because of the pedigree. But Florida State's going to be really tough too. And LSU's got to play better. I know they're 4-0 and they've done some really good things, but they've just played well in spurts and then had some really dry lulls. So they're going to have to play better if they're going to go up there and win.
Cody, what does a tournament like this do for you? Like, what does Will Wade want most out of this, or for them to see? Is it the type of teams you might play in March? Is it the quick turnarounds that you're going to face in March? Beating a team and having to move on quickly to another team that you really haven't overly prepped for or knew who was coming. What is the takeaway here in playing in a tournament like this?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of both. I think one, you want to play an elevated competition and see if that brings out the best in LSU and how they respond to that, because they have tended to play to the level of their competition at times this year. And not that they haven't played a tough schedule. I think they're already number 3 in the RPI, and some of the teams they've played have been good. Louisiana Tech's a pretty good team. UNC Greensboro is going to be back in the tournament this year. Memphis is much improved. But I think, you want to see when LSU gets to Charleston's good. I mean, they were in the tournament last year, and they've got 2 really, really good players that are going to give LSU fits from the outside and inside, so that's a good combo. And then the next game you could get Florida State. I think so. Part of it is that competition, and then part of it is the ability to turn around and to, one, put a little tax on the coaching staff. I asked Will Wade how he kind of splits up the scouting duties.
Yeah.
And essentially what he's going to do is have, one assistant scout Florida State, one assistant scout UAB, and then the third assistant will scout the next game, whether it's, Memphis or Oklahoma State or Villanova, whoever LSU ends up playing. So it'll be a good kind of dry run for them to get used to that scouting burden and quick turnaround and quick installs and game plans and that sort of thing.
Talking to Cody Worsham, host of the Boot Up podcast. Go ahead and subscribe on iTunes if you want to know all things LSU basketball. Cody, you mentioned some of the dry spells that LSU's hit. Why do you think they've hit those dry spells? I guess by extension, where are the areas that this team could stand to improve the most?
The biggest thing that I think they need to improve, well, one, offensively, if you look at the numbers, they've been really good. They're number 15 or 16 in the country in offensive efficiency, and at least 2 of the teams they've played are really good defensively, and probably 3, and they're still scoring the ball. But they've got to shoot the 3 ball better. They're below 30%. Some of the shots they're taking from 3 aren't very good. A lot of quick shots. A lot of Will Wade calls it shooting turnovers, basically a bad shot that leads to a fast break for the other team. They're not doing quite enough drive and kick or dump it inside and kick it back out, which is, to me, the best three-point shot because the ball's coming from the direction of the basket. You're already squared up. You've got time to shoot. They're doing a lot of off the dribble or off of a swing pass and not really letting the ball get inside. So they got to move the ball better and take better threes. And then defensively, they got to defend the three-point line better. They're giving up 41, 42% from three. That's not good enough. Part of it is that, they're taking those bad shots on offense that leads to easy fast breaks for the other team, and then they can get their feet set, knock down some threes. But they've got to clean up the three-point line on both ends. And when they start doing that, they have a chance to be a really good team because if they start shooting 35, 36% from three, which isn't outside of the realm of possibility, that's not even remarkable three-point shooting. That's just pretty good. I mean, their offense is going to be top 10 nationally in efficiency. And then when they clean up the defensive stuff and defend the three-point line, their defense is going to be top 25 nationally. And when you combine those two factors, a top 10 offense, a top 25 defense, you're looking at a Sweet 16 type of team.
Cody, whenever you look at this team and the start they have, I know we're still in a relatively small sample size, but we've gotten to see some guys who are back that have elevated their game. We've gotten to see some of these new guys, whether it be JUCO or high school, very quickly step into big roles on this team. Give me one guy that has surprised you, whether it be a returning guy, a new guy that you say, look, I didn't know that they would either be leaning on him this much or that he'd have kind of this good of a start.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think Marlon Taylor, I know he hasn't played well the last couple of games, but he's a little bit further along than I expected. He hadn't shot the ball well the last couple of games, but he's advanced a ton defensively. He's advanced a ton with the ball in his hands. Not that I don't think they want to bring the ball to court, but he's further ahead of schedule than where I thought he was. We see the athleticism. I mean, it's phenomenal, and he's going to bring a lot of that to the table. But he's a little bit further along than I thought. I think the guy that's probably surprised me the most is Javonte Smart, just how efficient he's been. Like, I knew Javonte was a good player. I knew he was tough. I knew he was going to give them good minutes, but his efficiency has been off the charts. His effective field goal percentage is at 70%. That's top 5 in the SEC. I think it's number 2 among SEC guards. And he hasn't shot the three particularly well either. I think he's right around 33%, but he's making everything inside the arc. He's 15 of 18 on 2-point shots this year. He takes a lot of those little floaters, those little 8 to 10-foot floaters or runners that are really tough shots. He's hitting all of them. He's made big shots. He hit the big 3 the other day against Louisiana Tech. And then defensively, he's so active. He's so long. Will Wade always talks about trying to get 40 deflections a game. I think Javonte is getting 8 to 10 himself most nights because he's just so active with his hands. So I knew he was going to be good. I figured he would start in the backcourt, but I didn't know he was going to be, arguably he's been LSU's best guard this season in terms of consistency, and that surprised me.
Cody, I baited you. I wanted the Javonte Smart answer because I wanted to. Can you get Boosie on the pod to break down Javonte Smart's game?
That'd be pretty awesome.
Let's not set expectations too high.
Oh man!
So I wasn't at that game where Boosie showed up. I was in where was I? I was on the road for a football game, Arkansas, I guess. So.
All right, perfect. So you heard it here first. Boosie going to be on that Boot Up podcast. So look for it. Go subscribe on YouTube. Cody Worsham, at Cody Worsham on Twitter, host of the Boot Up podcast. Cody, you have a great Thanksgiving, man.